The junkyard is an often overlooked and seriously underrated place to get quite a bit of scrap fast, so in this video I'll be showing you how to consistently get over 600 scrap from a short trip to the junkyard. The junkyard has two main sources of scrap. The first and more significant one is the shredder, which we'll be using to break down modular cars in these white shreddable trucks, and the second scrap source is the loot from the crates here, which you can recycle at the junkyard's recycler. Even though it isn't the largest contributor to your final scrap haul, let's first look at the loot you can get from the junkyard in the form of crates. The junkyard has 10 regular crates, with each crate on average containing around 20 scrap worth of items when recycled, bringing our scrap so far to 200 per run. If you're curious as to where you can recycle these items, fear not, as the junkyard has you covered with its recycler located up here, which can be accessed by going to the back and climbing up. Now that we've covered the obvious way to get scrap, let's move on to the shredder. The shredder is located at the center of the junkyard and can be used to break down modular vehicles and shreddable trucks. To insert vehicles into the shredder, you will need to use the magnetic crane that spawns directly next to it. Two quick side notes: jumping in the shredder will kill you, and leaving the junkyard with the crane will also do the same. The magnetic crane uses 20 fuel per minute of operation, so you should bring around 100 fuel to make sure you have enough. If you're already familiar with how to drive the crane, feel free to skip forward to the next chapter in the progress bar. And if you're still here, here's how to operate it. To drive around, simply hold down Shift and use WASD. To rotate the upper half and arm of the crane, simply use the A and D keys. Use W and S to move the arm forwards and backwards, and use the left and right mouse buttons to lower and raise it. Finally, to toggle the magnet, simply press R. So now that we have that out of the way, let's get to scrapping vehicles. To scrap a vehicle with the shredder, all you need to do is lay it down on this ramp or insert it directly into the shredder. Once a vehicle is inserted, the shredder will break it down into raw materials and spew these out, dropping them onto this pile at the end of the conveyor belts. When scrapped, white trucks will yield 50 scrap each, and modular cars will yield 75 for 2 and 125 scrap for 3 or 4 module chassis cars, along with a few different materials depending on the modules you're shredding, such as wood, metal fragments, or high quality metal. This means that the 8 trucks at the junkyard will yield you an additional 400 scrap per run, and you will get even more if you bring a few cars along for scrapping. So the optimal strategy for the most scrap per run is to come to the junkyard in a group of 2 or more people, with each person bringing a bit of fuel and a set of car parts. And while traveling to the junkyard, each time any of you spots a 3 or 4 module car, they should get inside and drive to the junkyard. Finding freshly spawned cars shouldn't be too hard, as not a lot of people use them, so you should be able to find a few on your way here. Also, if for some reason you want to keep some of the modules from the cars you bring, you can take them off at the junkyard's car lift located over here. With this method, you can get around 600 plus 125 times the amount of people you're running the monument with, which comes out to 750 scrap per run if you're coming with a friend. And as the monument is not too popular with more geared players, it doesn't attract nearly the same amount of risk as other monuments that yield similar amounts of scrap, and you don't even have to bring puzzle items or worry about radiation. So that's it from me. I've been Mimish, and I hope this method helps you spend less time grinding scrap and more time enjoying the game. If you want to see more videos like this, comment, like, and subscribe to help the channel, or if you want to support the channel financially, you can do so at the Patreon link on screen now or by becoming a YouTube member. I'd like to thank Bothered Nickel, Arson String, Raz Van Volk, and Raven the Messenger for supporting me, and have a great wipe everyone.